your mindset and your movement should be client focused.
Right.
And not you focused.
I like that, yeah, because I often talk about the difference between work and movement. You can come to work and do jumping jacks and you will be moving, but it's not work.
It's not work.
Because work is value-added movement.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking about value-added movement. The power of how the real time translates to real money.
Real money. Like, my tagline is short hair for grown women with no time to waste, zero games to play. People are busy.
I like that, yeah.
6 figures. In this business, I almost say it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy work.
That's right.
If
Now, when you think about entrepreneurship, you have to stay in tune with how things are changing. Now, specific to cosmetology and those that do hair, we like to explore so many different things that goes on in different aspects of entrepreneurship. Well, I want you to understand that there are specific things that you can learn and mindsets that you can get that can stop you from growing in any industry. But the good news is, if you learn the right things and if you pick up the right focus areas, you can begin to grow in ways that you didn't even know was possible. Today, we're going to break down the hair stylist industry, the cosmetology industry, in a way that we've never done here at You Are a CEO. I have the great pleasure of having Miss India Johnson, who is the Bay Area Pixie Queen. And for those of you who don't know, Pixie is we're going to get into that. You're going to learn about Pixie here because she is the founder and CEO of Your Pixie Place. And I have some history with her that I'm going to share with you in just a minute. But first, let's welcome Miss India Johnson. It's such a pleasure to have you here. India, how are you?
Very well, thank you very much.
Well, listen, I don't know even what to say to realize that you're here in studio with me with all the long history that we have. It is such an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, listen, I just want to break down some things. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to tell you some of the connections that India and I have. But I want to first just start off with just India, the person. And before we get into all that you've done in this industry, 36 years in, I can't believe it. Let's just talk a little bit about you and your journey. Like, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Tell us a little bit about India.
Okay, India was born in Oakland.
Okay.
Raised in Richmond.
Really? We connected in a deeper way than I didn't even realize.
Okay. I know. Every time I hear you talk about it, I'm thinking,
born in Oakland,
you don't even know.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, and then, hung out the rest of the way in Vallejo. So,
yeah,
exactly. I know, the trifecta, right?
Yes.
And I am, as you said, 36 years in this industry, but I'm a wife of 19 years now.
Oh, congratulations.
Mother of a 17-year-old.
Yes.
Rising
young man.
CEO, right?
Yes.
You had him on your show.
Yes, I did. I got to have him back. His story has grown.
Yes, it's grown, and it's still growing.
Yes.
So I am, working every day. Well, actually, no, only 3 days a week now.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. That's some new school talk.
Yeah, that's some new school talk,
exactly.
right? And I'm a daughter, so I'm in that sandwich.
Yeah.
Generation between being a mother and being a daughter. My parents are elderly now, and I have 2 sets of parents, being that my mom and my dad have been married 45 years, 46 years this year, and I have my natural born mother right here in Richmond.
Okay.
That I also am caretaker of.
Wow.
So it's
a lot of different pieces. A
lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and I love this too that you're sharing this. So thank you, because people get into business and they're doing things and, they forget to talk about the reality of what we deal with in life too. Mm-hmm. You're never just doing hair or running a business. Mm-hmm. You're always dealing with your person and your family and all the things around you. So don't you think sometimes people kind of misunderstand that just because you started a business that life doesn't stop?
It doesn't stop. Actually, it goes even faster.
Yeah.
Because you're being an entrepreneur, it doesn't turn off.
Right.
When you go home, you're still an entrepreneur. You're
Yeah.
still answering calls and emails and thinking of the next day and the next quarter.
Yeah.
And then as you still have your mom calling on the phone, what you doing, where you at, and you're off work. It's like,
Yeah.
no, actually, I'm not off work. I'm
Right.
still working.
Exactly.
So, it's always going. And my mother's seem to call at the same time. I don't know what that is.
Wow.
Like one will call and the next one I'm always on the phone.
Wow. That is the real journey. That is the real life that people sometimes don't realize, but you have been in this long enough to learn how to navigate that. And I just want to say, before we even get too far in this episode, I just personally want to thank you because, I've started a lot of companies throughout my journey, and specifically Javance, that my wife and I, we were able to, get this company to the market that was out there. We wanted to bring together stylists and community and do something special in the hair industry. And there's no doubt in my mind that we couldn't have accomplished what we accomplished if it wasn't for people like you. I mean, you were always just a superstar, a Hall of Fame stylist that had such talent. And I appreciate you being willing to, work in that environment, help us build the company, the sacrifices that you made. I really appreciate that. And I want everyone to know that we have that journey. I mean, over some decades, of working together. But then when the pandemic came, things kind of changed. Yeah. Javance's business model changed. You started a business and began to branch out. And now Javance has facilities where we have suites, and a lot of our stylists, we still were able to stay together. And you are in there now. We're still together, but just in a different way.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I just love it. The story stayed intact. But I just wanted to first just say thank you, because you did so much for the business down through the years, through your effort, your work, and your genius. And you brought so much to what we were able to do. And so I think when you think about that part of your journey, before we go into your Pixie Place, what was that part of the journey like for you? How did that help to shape who you are today in business?
Javance taught me how to learn, and I say it all the time. There were times where the way I was before I came to Javance as an entrepreneur, young, didn't know much, only did what I was told to do, but didn't even know why I was doing some of the things that I was doing. Being able to work at Javance and be with a great group of people, even my mentor there, being able to be mentored and to be a mentor to, I should say, is it mentee, mentor?
Mentee and mentor.
Right. To be able to do all of that right there and to grow, to keep growing and to learn to know that I needed to grow. Yeah. Right. So I look back sometimes at some of the pictures that we have. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Javance is legendary, right? Yeah. And then some of the things that I even learned from you personally, lean principles, those things, they're in there. It's in the core, in the core to even how I work today. Yeah.
And one thing I want to say, I wanted to bring something different to the industry in applying lean and strong operational principles with the art and the science of how you do hair, and see us be faster than everyone else, better than everyone else. And what I loved about you is you always embrace the learning. Like, you love to learn, and I could tell you were getting it. When we got on into the different forms of waste and Kaizen and Kanban and all that, you was like, let's do it, let's put a visual here. And I could tell you was soaking it up, and that's something that I think is so important. I know we're going to get to the new school in a minute, but something that I know has to be a part of that is willingness to learn. And I love that about you because you've always embraced knowledge, and I think that has helped you to grow. Do you agree with that?
Never be the smartest person in the room.
Right.
You need to change your room.
Yeah.
If that, you have to get outside of your four walls. You have to know that it's necessary to do that. Otherwise, now, and we keep going back with the old school, new school, but everybody's kind of in their suites, which is a great thing. Yeah. But still know that you don't want to, be in a suite in your mind.
In your mind, yes. I love
You
that.
have to be able to know that it's a big old world out there, and somebody knows something. I don't care if they're just coming in the industry. They know something that you need to know.
Yeah.
Or that I want to know anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Now let's back up a little bit, because you touched on a mentor that was at Javant's and mentee mentor. Now I take it that you're probably talking about a good friend of ours named Kim. Is that right?
Yes.
So
and yourself.
Yeah, of course. I'm a part of it. I'm on the mentor panel. But I really want to say that let's back up for a minute, because I just want to talk about, before we go into, because I consider you a legendary stylist, one of the best in the business at what you do. And sometimes people need to know that people pay a price to get to that level, though. Yeah. And I want to rewind even before Javant's, when I know you, wasn't it called Sheer Perfection?
Yes, it was.
So I want to talk about like how you started off and your willingness to learn from other people who were in it before you. Tell me a little bit about what that was like and what that did for you.
So high school for me, I got my license while in high school.
Okay, all right.
So it was fashion design, the hair industry, or interior decorating.
Okay.
So I couldn't decide.
I can see that.
Which one where I wanted to go. And had Project Runway been out back then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took sewing for 4 years in high school.
No way.
So I can sew.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
You can you make some clothing from like head to toe, like a full blown, like a dress?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and I love that part, right?
Wow, okay.
I don't do it, and what's funny about it is Miss Kim does.
She does.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's an interior design too. So it's just, when you're a creative, you just kind of, you're just a creative, right?
Yeah.
But you live and breathe it. But I went to beauty school. I chose the hair industry because I had more mentors at the time that I can see. Yeah. There, I had Kim and Ina and Renee. So they
put a lot into this.
Renee was my hairstylist, right? And Ina even showed me how you can retire, baby.
Yeah.
So she even showed me how to do that. But having said that, is being in high school, getting my license. I went to school like a few hours in the morning and then went straight to beauty school. What's really ironic about it is where Javant's is located now. I went to beauty school right there in that plaza. Over there where Lucky's is. Yes.
You're kidding.
Yes, that's where my beauty school, Universal Beauty Academy, was right there in that.
I never knew that. Okay.
Right there in that plaza. So I learned how to drive in that area and got my matter of fact, the earthquake. I was just clocking out.
1989?
Yes, 1989. I had just clocked out beauty school. And the earthquake happened.
Wow.
At 5:04. Wow. I know exactly what time it was. I literally just put my time clock card in. So but getting my license, Kim had a salon ready for me. I learned how to answer the phones correctly, how to apply color, shampoo. I started there in her salon, sweeping the floors, and learning, right? Learning the industry.
So you swept floors and answered phones.
Absolutely.
Yes. Love it. You need to tell this. This is the part people don't hear. This is what it's about. Yeah.
Swept floors, cleaned up. Answered the phones, I said, and learned how to do color. Just learned all the things right there on Broadway. That was before she even moved to Tennessee.
Okay, this is the original.
Yes, in the little alley.
I remember that.
She and her husband were just dating, so I'm in there, right, watching them date. They used to say, "I'm going to wash my hands." They were going to get it.
Exactly.
So I learned there, and then as soon as I got my license, we had moved to Tennessee, and she had a booth ready for me.
Now this is Tennessee Street in Vallejo, for those that don't know, and not Tennessee, right?
Vallejo, California.
Well, now before we leave Sheer Perfection, I have to bring this in because you know my lovely wife, and I happen to know that at some point in her journey, she ended up there too with you all
since she was 13.
Exactly. Now she's not here. She can't stop me from getting into this. She's probably saying, "What is he doing right now?" But tell me about what was it? What was she doing there? I just want to know from your perspective. What was she doing there?
There was a time that I think Maya was in there doing some of the same things, though.
Really?
Like cleaning and
and
answering
helping
the phone,
with
to
stuff.
helping the phone.
That was teaching her some work ethic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but I ended up being her hairstylist.
Right.
For a long time. We
Yeah,
were together for
yeah.
a long time.
Wow. So there's so many connections to our story.
As a matter of fact, I did her hair for your wedding.
Okay.
And her makeup.
All right now. All right.
Okay,
We even more connected here. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't know if I get credit for putting y'all together, though.
I don't know.
I remember a conversation you and I had about Maya.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You don't remember? You asked me.
Maybe I could, because you was close to her.
Yes,
maybe we
I used to do
talk.
her hair every Saturday morning,
Really?
7 o'clock.
You might have helped me. It might some inside scoop.
I helped you because I talked to her about some things. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you publicly.
You're welcome.
I want to thank you for your assistance. And but think about this. Like when you think about mentors in our life, right? Being willing to learn, having and shout out, some of you may not know, but you mentioned some names and I know them, like Renee Torrance and Ina Garrison. Like these are some high quality women and who have put so much into this industry, you know, and there's something about being willing to be mentored, willing to learn, being willing to admit that you can learn from someone else. And then there's those people who just cheer us on. You know, I feel like you've been one of those ones, you know, down through the years, even with Maya, even with myself, like just to get behind something that's positive, something that you believe in. And how important has that been for you, just good mentorship and also people to encourage you to keep going when sometimes you didn't know if you could? Yeah.
Miss Kim was definitely a cheerleader for me. When I didn't necessarily know how to cheer for myself.
Right.
She was, no, you're going to do this and you can do it this way and you can do it.
Yeah.
But I had to believe what she said and actually put some feet to it, right?
Yeah, and I don't mean to break in, but it's so important what you're saying right now because sometimes you have to borrow other people's belief.
Yeah.
Like you don't have it and you borrow theirs for a minute until you can see it.
Until you can see it. And that is exactly how it went for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to turn out or if it was going to do, but she could see something in me. Sometimes it's like, okay, you let somebody else praise you, you know, you doing well, but you don't necessarily see it, you know. But being that I was there with her, she was a great mentor and she had a responsibility, right, to someone young. Yeah. And then I had a responsibility to glean, right, to get it from her, to learn, to make mistakes, and it was a safe place to do that. And it's those things are in my foundation. You know, they don't change. And it's funny because now I can see those that I am currently mentoring doing some of the same things that I did coming up.
Right, but you have the patience to work and help with them, and you can relate to them because of the journey you went through, and that's why the journey is so important. It's so important. So let's fast forward a little bit because we got some stuff we got to unpack here, and I want to fast forward to in this industry. Sometimes people don't realize how important it is to find your identity and to find your niche. To find the thing that you want to focus on and be really good at it. Like to move from knowledge and learning to mastery at something. So before we get into Pixie and the short hairstyles and things that I know you've really mastered, talk about the something that people go through, especially as stylists, the fear of focus, you know, to find the thing you're good at. Talk a little bit about that. Like, how did that happen for you and why do you think it's important?
It happened for me there at Javant's, where we had where we all kind of did everything, right? But then we kind of focused, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But for me, it was classes. You know, I took a class here, I took a class there. Okay. And then I realizing like, I really love doing this, or it just came very natural. Okay. And for me, I wish I could bottle. I'm still trying to figure out how to bottle being efficient, how to be quick. Right. Because in the hair industry, you just don't have that, right? But that's something that is natural for me to be fast, and I'm always trying to push everybody else to work and I'm thinking maybe it's just my zone of genius or excellence that I can't necessarily teach it. I don't know. Maybe you need to help me figure out how to teach people to be more efficient, just within their bodies, within their minds. Like if you had done this, you could have been done with her an hour ago.
Right.
So things like that it's just natural in me to be that way.
And let me just break in real quick, because I so love this discussion, because when I came in trying to implement lean and talking about the power of speed and why it was important, I loved that you embraced that so much and you lived it and you did it, because people don't understand, like literal minutes and seconds during the actual hairstyle, it adds up over a day, a week, a month, a year, and translates to real money, right? So can you say a little bit about that, like the power of how the real time translates to real money? Real money.
Like if you are able to keep my tagline is short hair for grown women with no time to waste, zero games to play. People are busy.
I like that. Wait, say that one more time.
Short hair for women.
Grown women.
Grown women. Grown women. With zero games to play and no time to waste.
I love that, yeah.
We don't have time. People are just like myself. We're doing everything, right? No one has time to sit in the salon, and it's something that we have to do.
Right.
But we don't want to sit in a salon for hours.
Right.
An hour, like you need to pay me to be sitting in your salon. You know what I'm saying? For 8 hours. Who wants to do that?
Right.
And who has time for that? So for me, it's always been move. Think about, the next step. Let's get her done. Let's get her in. Let's get her out. Let's get her in. Let's get her. And not like a assembly line necessarily, but if I move 5 steps every time I go to reach for my flat iron, instead of doing that, turn the chair. So now I don't have to take that step.
Right.
That means maybe you do that so many times in a day. One, it's terrible on your body. Right? You can save your body, which then adds, some more years on the back end.
Right.
And then you're able to get that client out of here, and you're just able to move so much more efficient during the course of your day. And I can see, well, back then it was a whole lot of people in the course of a day, right? Because we moved but I can do that because I was fast and just thought about getting it done in a short period of time. It just doesn't have to take all day.
So when we talk about old school and new school, something that I think has to be in the new school is being efficient, because if you're not efficient with your time and with your resources, it's going to be hard to survive today, because everything is so fast paced. We're in the age of artificial intelligence. People are busy. It's just so much going on, inundated with information. So when people come in, they've experienced so much already, and they already got things they need to do and get to. When you think about being more efficient with your time and your body, what are some secrets you could give to stylists out there, right? Because you touched on a few things. So like wasted movement, right? The sequence at which you do something. What do you do first? What's some other secrets, just real quickly, what's some things you could give that helps people be a little faster?
Let's see.
Is it just, do you think it's more of thinking about the next step? Is it more when you do certain things, or even do people just not prep properly? Is it too much talking sometime at the chair? What do you think?
Yeah, because I talk, but my hands are always working.
So value-added talking.
Value-added talking, because you have to talk. You're being,
it's a relationship.
It's a relationship. It's an intimate relationship. You're on someone's head. But my hands are not off her head while I'm doing her hair, right? My hands are always moving. And sometimes I watch people like, no, don't do that. Like, no, keep talking. Keep working while you're talking, right? Or say, I have one girl, she likes to be efficient with her gloves.
Right.
Okay, that's great. But had you not taken that moment to wipe everything down right now, focus on the client, get her done, you'll have time on the back end because there's no one else coming. In my mind, I'm thinking no one is going to be sitting in that chair for the next 20 minutes. But you can use that 2-3 minutes that you're doing that, focus on the client. Now that client is out of here, and my clients know I'm like clockwork. It's like, get the client, focus. So your mindset and your movement should be client focused. and not you focus.
I like that. Yeah, because I often talk about the difference between work and movement. You can come to work and do jumping jacks and you will be moving, but it's not work.
It's not work.
Because work is value-added movement.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking about value-added movements. Mm-hmm. So let's, when you took this energy towards being efficient as well as focusing on more of the short hairstyles, when you started to realize that there was a talent you had there, I noticed you said you liked it. There's definitely a market for it, right? There's women out there. There's enough women out there to sustain you having a viable, strong business.
Yes.
So you want to make sure, because sometimes people like to do something, but there's not a market for what you like. So you have to change what, you got to just, there's got to be someone who wants to pay for the problem that you solve. So once you realize that, how did you get to the point where you said, this is what I'm going to focus on? Like, how did you make that transition? Because that means you have to say no to some people. Like, I want you to do my hair, and you're like, I don't do that no more. How did you do that?
The transition, I can distinctly remember being there at the salon in Javon's, thinking, trying to, because the short hair customer, she may not, at the time, didn't know that she needed to get a relaxer every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Or she didn't know that I'm going to want to cut every time I come in here. At the time, I did a lot of silk presses, so I had a lot of clients that came every week.
Okay.
But with my short hair clients, they might come every week, but at some point, they're going to need a chemical. Okay. They're going to need a haircut.
Right.
So my days were, the way I worked was every 30 minutes, I had a client sit in my chair, and for the most part, it was a real, silk press client.
Right.
But as I started getting into doing more short hair, I had to get my client. I had to get used to. There's a different way that I have to work.
Yeah.
And how do I incorporate that? So the more I did, the more I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then the more you do, then you. What I also noticed is, as I said no, it opened up more space,
capacity,
for the short hair client, right?
Yeah.
So if she sent me a new client, I couldn't see her if my days are packed.
Right.
My year is packed. You have a ceiling over you when you book that way. So I stopped booking up for a year.
Okay.
So that I have space now to move.
Yeah.
Right. So booking for a year is kind of like you feel. There's some comfort there.
Security.
Because some security there.
Yeah.
But you really don't realize that you've created a ceiling for yourself.
Right.
So let's remove the ceiling, and now let's allow this client that's sitting in my chair, let's make sure she gets everything that she needs.
Yeah.
So once I started focusing on being client focused, now I am having to say no to the next person, but this person now is getting a haircut added. So I'm actually seeing less people, but there's more services.
Increasing your revenue per person. Yeah. So what I love about what you're saying, and is so important, is that focus allows you to better understand the client to serve them better. So when you were moving from this one to that one to this one to that one, you couldn't learn and go deeper with any of them. So this is the issue of being a mile wide, inch deep versus being an inch wide, mile deep. Right. So you were able to take this focus and say, now let me really understand all her needs. Let's really think about so then you can increase the amount of revenue per person, and you get more of your time, they get better service, and you make more money, even though you're focusing.
And that same person now buys retail, because she has a haircut now that she needs to maintain at home.
Right.
So she's able to, and now I've even changed where I don't see my clients every week. I don't have the capacity necessarily to do that. I could here and there, but they see me every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks.
Right.
So in between that time, I have enough clients now to give every client that full package that she needs.
Right.
And everybody that comes in textured hair, they usually need chemicals or retail.
Yeah, yeah.
So then now I am able to spread out, and I open my book a month ahead, and that's how we do it.
Yeah, so when you look at some people who used to come weekly that maybe come every 3 weeks now, did you find yourself doing more to help them understand what to do over those 3 weeks, so that it's almost, it's almost a feeling of like I'm in a program, like I'm in something that's not I'm just not coming to just get my hair done. Like you're saying, hey, here's our relationship over the year, and here's how this is going to move, so that they don't feel like you left them. You actually increased your service to them by telling them what to do during that time.
Now you're touching them during their salon stay. You're touching them after they leave. You're following up. The follow-up is really important.
Right.
And then how are your products working for you? Let's walk through that journey, even just that. So now she's more connected to me.
Yeah.
To know that I'm not leaving her. We're in this together.
Yeah.
Even showing them videos, having videos to show them, this is how you're going to do this is how you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Being able to cut in a way that they are now can go home and recreate their looks because it's easy.
Right. And it deepens the relationship.
Absolutely.
And really, entrepreneurship is about solving a problem. And you're solving a very distinct problem in the market. And so you were able to tell them, like, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. And as an expert, people trust you, but you want to respect the trust they give you. And people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And the fact that they could tell that you care what happens in week 2 and week 3, and then they see they get a result from it, then the trust grows. Now you're building this loyal clientele, right? So I really love what you're doing with this. And so I want to translate this to old school versus new school. So we've been talking about a lot of good stuff. How would you summarize the old school versus the new school today? You've been in the game a long time. You've seen all the changes, the fads, things came and went. So today, if someone's looking at this and they're wondering, well, what is old school? What is new school? How would you define that? Where are we at now and where were we?
Well, I've been on both sides.
Right.
Right. So, and then to be able to weather the storm, it's, you have to learn. So that's my thing. Right.
Okay.
But, old school, you think, okay, you hear different things like, I need an old school hairstylist, one that knows how to use the Marcells or, okay. How you do something, a flat iron with the cord versus a Marcel curl, that's neither here nor there. I don't think anyway. I think you need to make sure that you are being in the rooms, knowing that I can take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, take a little bit of this, and now it makes me me.
Right.
Right? And that's how I have been able to not be stagnant, not to be stuck in a way of thinking, to realize that today's world, people are coming out of beauty school with a niche. They don't have to. You can be have a cosmetology license, but that doesn't mean that you have to go in and do every single thing.
Right.
You can niche down so tight and only offer 3 things and make a whole lot of money.
Right.
Because it's really about marketing. It's really about branding. So if you then can market and brand a way to wave
an approach,
right?
A method,
right? Somebody's gonna say what's gonna happen is it's gonna stand out,
right?
And when it stands out, then somebody's gonna want to learn how did you do that,
right?
So now you're able to make money while you're asleep because somebody's gonna be booking that. How do I get to her to learn how to do what she did?
Yeah.
And then now I'm telling the world that you need to get these waves.
Yeah.
Because it's going to answer this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now everybody's now is getting that wave.
Right.
And riding the wave.
Yeah.
And will pay you good money for it.
Yeah.
Right. And then now you're able to make a lot of money doing less things. That's where we are now in this industry. I think that most people are that are coming out of beauty school and that are making good money is having a niche, making sure you brand and you market that niche.
Okay.
And once you do it, it's the sky is the limit.
So would you say that a lot of the new school has to do with first mindset and belief? Like, do you have a mindset that is a growth mindset? Or are you in a stuck mindset that is not willing to learn and grow? And then you talked about niching down, having focus, and then you talked about branding, right? So a lot of times people will be doing all kinds of stuff as an artist, but not realize that there's something unique about their approach that they could actually brand.
Right.
And you just never named it. You didn't
Right.
call it anything. You didn't make it your own,
And
right?
if you're going to make it your own, make sure everybody knows it. If it's yours, if it doesn't, one, you need to be social media present. That's new
Right.
school.
Gotta have that.
You have to have social media
Right.
present.
And you were
Whether it
there
be-
before that existed.
Now you got to take pictures. You got to be
Yeah.
on Yelp. You got to be on
Yeah.
Google. You have to have a website.
Yeah.
Because now that's how your clients even build trust with you. You have to be able to get in there. You got to tell everybody what the problem that you solve,
Yeah.
right? You have to let them know how you're going to do it.
Right.
So that builds trust. Then you have to nurture the relationship after
Yeah.
you get them in the salon.
Yeah.
So there's
Then you got to show proof
that you know
you've
how
been
to
doing
do it.
this. Yeah.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of moving parts, but you can't do it the same way that you used to. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Nowadays you have to have a social media presence.
Right. You have to market yourself. Like a lot of what things was done word of mouth, wouldn't you think? Like you did
And that
someone's
was
hair,
good.
and that was good.
And it's still good.
And that's still some of
It
the
still
best
works.
business you could
Absolutely.
get. But
Because
now,
it's built in trust.
It's built in trust, especially when someone who trusts you tells someone else to trust you. It's different than you saying, trust me, right?
Right. But that person is still going to go look at your website.
Exactly. Right. To confirm the trust.
Confirm the trust.
Yeah.
They're going to still go look at your reviews. They're going to still go look at your Instagram, your Facebook. They want to know if that's someplace that you're just not going to tell me to go try this restaurant and I don't know what's on the menu.
Right.
I'm going to go find out what's on the menu.
Yes. So tell me this then. So now that we have so many things that we have to do now to be well-rounded at growing our business in this industry, how do you overcome that feeling of, I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can learn this. I'm not sure I can do social media. I don't like being on camera. I don't, I'm not as good as India. Like she's a natural. Like
Fake
these
it,
thoughts,
fake
right?
it till you make it.
Okay, explain.
Fake it. Even I don't love doing this.
Yeah.
Or doing that or this or the other. But you have to if you want to be relevant.
Right.
So
When you say I don't love doing this, what you mean?
You gotta get out.
Like getting out there.
Yeah.
Even right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
Yeah.
I don't love being on this camera, but it's something. Be relevant,
Yeah.
And I think for me is realizing that I have something to say. Okay, and if somebody wants to hear it, then
yeah.
I've been doing this for 36 years, and there is something to learn.
Yeah.
And as I got to this point, if there's something that somebody else, even that's been doing it for 2 years, I just took a class with somebody. There's something that I wanted to learn from her.
Right.
And I think we all have something to teach. And it's just a matter of knowing that you want to teach it, and realizing that there is somebody out there that wants to learn it.
Yeah, and I think a big thing I often talk to entrepreneurs about is the battle between anxiety and anticipation. So both of them are things that we think about the future, which we can't control. But some people live in anxiety versus anticipation. They have anxiety that it won't work, no one will like me, I'm not good enough, my talent isn't good enough. Versus having some anticipation and actually thinking about, well, what if everything does go well? And even if it doesn't, what will I learn from it? And getting out there and starting to grow, because no one just becomes India Johnson.
No.
India swept. India did these other things and got out there and had the bumps and bruises to get, but it always works because it either worked for us or it worked on us, right?
It still makes you you. It's still part of the journey.
Yes, absolutely.
So get out of your own way.
Yeah.
It's just get out of your own way. Sometimes it's just literally that.
Yeah. That's it. That's powerful.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. And that way it could be childhood, background, whatever has happened, whatever makes you think like you do. The customer in the industry is not going to adjust to you. No. We have to adjust to the industry. Like we have to put something out there that the industry is looking for, and we got to do it with confidence. Otherwise, no one's going to know. So I want to just kind of in closing, I really want to maybe have you just say a little bit to two people. There's a person that's about to start their journey as a stylist. And what would you say to them? And then there's a person that's been in the game a while, but they feel a little stuck and they want to go to the next level. What would you say to these two people?
I like those people. Come talk to me.
Okay.
Because I've been on both sides.
Okay.
So to that person that may feel stuck, you know, a lot of times that comes with the stage of life too.
Okay.
That a person can be in, and this industry is a lot of women.
Yeah.
Although, you know, men can knock it out the park. I don't know what it is, maybe because of the hormones and stuff. I don't know. But or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they you know, we go through a lot of that just naturally.
Yeah. Sure.
So that is why I can say at this stage in my life, get out of your own way.
Right.
Change your eating, get some sleep, whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that anxiety it's literally based on lifestyle.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So if you maybe can curtail that part, some of that'll subside.
Yeah, and that's really good because some people think that has nothing to do with work and performance and how well I can grow my business. They think it has nothing to do with my lifestyle and how I live.
It has everything to do with it. And where you are in your mind, you can't focus. Your fuzzy brain, all of that has to do with everything. Remembering things or being emotional, having anxiety is one of them. So realizing, oh, that's what's going on with me. And then realizing it's real, but how is it affecting how I approach life?
Yeah.
Then once you're able to kind of put that where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I love being 54.
Yeah. You looking good.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna take it. I love it because now I'm at a point that I know how to take better care of myself,
right?
So that I can get out of my own way.
You know what matters now. Yeah.
All that. Some of it's not real.
Right.
And then what it is real. Okay, let's take some medicine for it, or let's.
Right.
You know, it is what it is.
Right.
And let's go swimming. Let's take a vacation, whatever it is. But a lot of things I write down now too. So if I have a thought, write it down.
You don't want to lose it. Yeah.
I don't want to lose it. I write it down. Oh, that might be good. Let me go back and sometimes I hear even messages just from different places like that. How does that now apply to my business? Or how you're changing yourself, but then I live my business, right? So then how to be able to apply that to, it's like, I got to do some more follow-up. I need to, that's exactly what I've been thinking. Those are the words, follow-up. So follow up on my clients, follow up on conversations, follow up. So those kind of things, being able to be a well-rounded individual versus just being, you think sometimes this life is over there, this life is over, but it affects the you, and you bring the you to your business every day, right?
Exactly. And people want to try to compartmentalize and separate their life, but it's so connected, right? Because what you're dealing with at home, what you're dealing with your health, how you feel, your energy level, your sleep patterns, it shows up in how the hair comes out. It shows up in how you talk to people in the chair to build the relationship, to keep them coming back. So I love what you're sharing there. Now, what would you say to the person that's thinking about getting into the industry or just getting going and they have hope, but they're green and they don't know what to expect? What do you say to them?
Get a good mentor.
Okay.
Get a good mentor. Sit at somebody's feet and pick their brains. Somebody said to me recently, eat the chicken, but leave the bone. Yeah. There's certain things you're able to take, right? And you put it in your bag, and it will become you. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna use that. Doesn't mean like you are that you're trying to be exactly that person,
right?
But you're trying what worked for that individual. You're able to apply it in pieces to
Yeah,
you.
right.
And now that's what you are being able to offer to your guests or to your business.
Right.
I say get a good mentor.
Okay. No, that's really, really awesome. And so I have to ask you this because some people may not know what's possible in this industry, and some people might be in the industry and not know what's possible. But I know you work 3 days a week. So for people out there that want to know, like, can you be a stylist and make serious money? What type of money can a stylist make who's really serious, gets focused? Like, what kind of money can they make? Like, what are you're in this space, you're in it, you live it. What's possible, like, to be able to work, you know, do you have to work 7 days a week, and can you make six figures? Like, help people understand who may not know. They might just think, well, tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Yes, you can make six figures, easy.
Okay.
I think.
And you're gonna always have people who need their hair done.
Always.
Yeah.
And what I always say, like, for me, I chose something that I'm good at, right? I'm good at a lot of things, but what made me what made most sense is that woman that is coming in every so often, getting her hair done, and the system around that. I'm able to now. There's a price tag, right?
Yeah.
And the more demand there is, the more money I can make.
Well, you can charge.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
right. So those that are coming underneath me that are there in the salon, they're getting. So I always call it's the trickle down effect.
Yeah,
So those some people that I
absolutely.
can't necessarily see, she's there now. She can.
Right.
She's getting all those clients that I can't see,
Right.
or that maybe those clients that don't necessarily want to pay my price point.
Yeah.
But they're still at your Pixie place
Right.
and getting a wonderful service.
Yeah. And this is a big thing before you leave that. So raising prices, right? Knowing your own value. So you put a lot into your skill set, your experience. And one thing I like about things that you've done is you've had the courage to understand your value and to charge for it, right? And when you charge for value, you're not hurting someone, you're helping someone, because you're actually teaching them the price of the value of what they want, right? And some people are not ready for that experience and they don't have to pay for it. But then there's others that they want a certain level of value. And if you can distinguish your level of value, you can charge for it. So what do you say to people that's afraid to raise their price or to really understand their worth?
Well, that's a lot. The worth part is big because the client, you have to offer a level of experience to a client. Their guest experience has to match your what's valuable.
Exactly.
Because
Right.
you can't just say, I'm worth it.
Exactly. Just because I say so.
Just because I say so.
Right.
What I'm offering to you, what sets me apart from everybody else that's offering the same thing.
Right.
Right? So that client has to be valuable to her to sit in this chair to know I can't get that from anywhere else.
Exactly.
I gotta go there to get that.
Yeah.
So that makes it valuable.
Right.
That makes it worth it for me
Right.
to now sit in that chair to get. I can't get it anywhere else. Rather the connection, the way that they do things,
The whole experience.
the whole guest experience is
Yeah.
important. So if economics, we all learned it in 12th grade, you know, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Right? If my books is booked out for 8 weeks,
Right.
then I have a level of
Right.
So, and I may not be Louis Vuitton,
Right.
but I'm guest.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
or I'm
Exactly.
coach. You know?
Yeah.
Just know where you fall, right?
Exactly.
Know who you are,
Right.
and be that. There is a market for
Yeah.
that coach bag.
Yeah. And some people will pay not to have to be in there with other individuals or to have exclusivity or privacy.
My
all those
website
things.
will repel or attract.
Right. And the repelling is just as important.
Just as important.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to service everybody.
Right.
The name of the salon is Your Pixie Place.
Yeah.
So not anybody that wants to wear long hair
Right. They're not in the scope.
You're not.
Right.
You're loved.
Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
just not unless you come down. You got it coming in with long hair and you want to go to a pixie.
Exactly.
That's what we're gonna do. So that's just knowing what you have is valuable, and you got to eat.
Yeah.
The price of living is.
I know. Yeah.
You can't drive your car without your mortgage, your everything. You have to be able to eat. So if your business is not growing, you need a margin. You need good margins. You need to be able to see. You got it.
Yeah.
6 figures in this business, I almost say it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy work.
That's right.
If you get a good mentor, you niche down, if you focus on what it is that you have that you want to offer to a guest, and focus on that. Make it.
Yeah.
I'd rather make it 100.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Whether if you're a silk press queen, be the best silk press queen there is.
Right.
Record it. Talk about it. Tell the world that they need to come here to get that silk press.
Yeah.
And
name your method, brand it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. I love it. So let's end with you telling people how to find you. How do people find you that want to work with you, or if they want to be coached and mentored by you? I mean, what are you doing right now? What are you providing? Where are you at? Why don't you tell people a little bit about Your Pixie Place? Your Pixie Place is yourpixieplace.com. You can find me currently in Pinole, and I say currently because you're always looking to branch out. Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
And I am there at Javant's in a suite, which I love. Thank you for having me.
We love having you. Yes.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a family, right?
Yeah.
And I am mentoring young ladies that are. Your Pixie Place we service women.
Okay.
So the women that are also in the industry. So we have some young ladies that are coming out of beauty school, or maybe that are, I work really well with young ladies that want to do apprenticeships.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a friend that has an apprenticeship program, and she has great success with her program. And as a matter of fact, State Board called us wanting to know, like, well, how did y'all do this? Because not too many people are passing State Board in California.
Right.
So my young lady, she did. She passed State Board and flying colors. So they wanted to know, how are you doing this? So having said that, get a good mentor, and maybe an entrepreneur. And I'm sorry, what am I trying to say?
So you talked about getting a good mentor.
Yes.
And then, because you're talking about the people that you
apprenticeship, that's what I want to say.
Mentorship, and then apprenticeship is actually being able to work on site and learn from experience, right?
Right, and work, literally get paid to learn while you're there.
Okay.
It takes a little longer to get your license.
So you have your own internal apprenticeship type program where people can come in, they can get paid, work, learn from you, and grow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then take your boards and pass, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you have a place to now come and work. See
Yeah.
your clients. Trickle down effect is there because I have built a reputation, thank God.
Yeah.
And it has sustained me, but I can't see everybody.
Right.
So those other days are open. There's 7 days of the week. I only work 3 of them. So there's space there to work.
Yeah. And if people come and they work with one of your apprentices or mentees, they can trust that if they're there and been working with you, they're going to get a great experience because you've been showing them the ropes. So
and they have it's a system, right?
Yeah.
It's not just I'm there doing hair, but
Exactly.
they're doing hair exactly how I would be doing it.
Yeah.
And have learned right there from me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I want to thank you, India. This has been outstanding. We're gonna have to do something like this again. This was powerful. We talked about so much. There's so many principles here that so many can learn from, and I hope everyone looks at your story and is inspired as much as I am by it. But thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. No, thank you. So I want to say something to all of you out there, and I just want to tell you, whatever you're doing, if you are in the cosmetology space, if you are a hairstylist, if you are someone who is providing any type of service to anyone, The things that we talked about in this episode are so powerful. That new school thinking, the willingness to learn, niching down, branding yourself, having the courage to do the things required for your business to win is something that you have to adopt. You have to take that on. And the reality is, whatever we tell ourselves about the future is really not real, so we might as well say something positive. We can't control the future, but we can do everything today to make our future better. And so I hope you will take the journey and the story of Miss India Johnson to inspire yourself to be greater, to be better, to push yourself to the highest level. Remembering we all want more freedom, and to do that, we gotta make more money, but we also wanna make more time to do the things we enjoy, more time to live the life that we want. And the only way to do that is to find out how to work better. And you can learn that from talking to people who've already been there. So don't be afraid to do that. Here at URCO, we're always talking about being the CEO of your life. Take charge, expand, overcome. That's what CEO means to us. Make sure you do that and be inspired enough to take action. Until next time, we'll see you soon. God bless.